So, how did people buy music if all they had were these garbage phones?
It was an archaic process. You had to leave your house, go to a mall, find a record store, sift through the albums by hand, and then make your purchase with this stuff called cash.
History never repeats. I tell myself before I go to sleep. Don't say the words you might regret. I lost before, you know I can't forget. There was a girl I used to know. She dealt my love a sad.
Welcome, White Punks on Dope, to Geek Salad episode 188. Last ride of the Keytuar. I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Joe.
I'm Catherine.
And today, we wish you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we bid the 80s adieu with the leftover hits and singles of the 1980s.
It's kind of melancholic when you think about it.
It is kind of melancholic. I mean, the thing with the reason why I chose to do this show as like our first episode of 2020 was because now whenever we refer to the 80s, we're talking 40 years ago. Now I feel fucking old.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yep, all of us. Just seriously.
Oh yeah, a friend of mine who is a couple years older than we are, posted on Facebook. To all my friends, I want you to know that we're closer to 80 than high school.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, buddy.
Go fuck yourself.
But yeah, for you it might be a little melancholy because we're bidding goodbye to the 80s and we're all getting older. But for me, I didn't really start discovering music of my own until the 90s.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Fair enough. So, on our last episode, we had discussed some holiday branded foods.
Yes, we did.
And to varying degrees of goodness and of awfulness.
Various degrees of enjoyment.
And disappointment.
That too.
Fuck you, eggnog.
Yeah, those eggnog in hell.
Oh, you just brought everything back.
Funny story is, I had some left over, I brought them into work, and one of my coworkers like, "Are those yours, Andy?" I'm like, "They're the store's, Scott. Eat away. Are they any good? I'll leave that up to you."
I can see Scott eating half of it and slowly backing away.
Scott is the nicest guy
Yes, he is.
you will ever meet. He doesn't curse. He doesn't drink.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't celebrate holidays.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's a Jehovah's Witness.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. But I swear to God, the second that thing touched his lips, he was like, "God damn it, motherfucker, no!" So,
Like this abomination.
I'm going to hell, but it's worth it.
Mike, tell us what you brought.
I brought Skinny Pop Popcorn gingerbread cookie flavored kettle corn.
I can't wait because I love gingerbread.
Okay. It's non-GMO and gluten-free.
Woohoo!
The problem is,
popcorn.
I've been eating cheese.
Does it have trans fats?
It doesn't say.
Problem is, I've been eating cheese balls for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
All right, crack them open. Let's get the. All right, Mike, take the first sniff. Pass that bag around.
That is... I don't...
Mike, you're gonna sniff all the sniff out of it.
I don't know how to do that here. See?
There is a slight hint of ginger.
See? It's weird.
It's a weird, yeah.
We're getting so deep into this thing that looks like a feed bag.
Kind of does. Well, we're trying to get a sense of something
All right.
other than kettle corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love kettle corn. That is my favorite kind of popcorn.
Oh,
I like me a movie theater butter.
I am with you as well. I will not turn down a kettle corn.
No, I like sweet. Yeah, sweet. I like sweet kettle corn.
Okay. All right. Let's all.
It's a bizarre scent.
All right. Ready? Everyone, chew.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
there's the ginger.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Found it. I found it.
There's the ginger.
It's genuinely not too bad.
It's not. You know
If
what?
you like this sort of thing, yeah.
I wouldn't go out of my way to eat it, but
You know what?
It's not. It's not bad. That's the thing. It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's like eating cereal without the milk.
Well, you like sweet popcorn. You like gingerbread. Not so much either.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. You know what? I could see myself absentmindedly eating a whole bag of these.
Oh yeah, no, this is absolutely. I'm such just a friggin' dog. I was until I die. All right.
Worse. I've had much worse.
Yeah.
So next
Very
up,
recently. Again, eggnog.
next up on the trial thing, which Mike is going to abstain from because it's liquor.
And I hate whiskey. Just tastes of burning.
My brother
You sound like
and
Wolsey.
No. That was Justine.
Justine, that's right, Justine.
my sister-in-law and brother-in-law got me for Christmas a bottle of Old Measure bacon-flavored bourbon whiskey, baconed and bottled in Tennessee.
I will post
So-
a picture to the Geek Salad.
Yes, to the Geek Salad Facebook page.
Yeah.
I will save it and post it to our Twitter feed. So we all have ours. And by the way, I'm drinking mine out of my Yoda Vest Podcaster Christmas gift that my wife gave me.
I'm just gonna smell it.
I'm drinking it from an old school
God.
Princess Leia
Princess
tumbler.
Leia tumbler.
I got an old school Luke and Leota tumbler.
All right.
She may be a general, but she'll always be a princess.
Yes. All right. Sláinte.
Sláinte.
Cilantro?
Not while I'm drinking, Catherine.
Thanks, Cap.
Not gonna lie. I saw Rise of Skywalker second time, and that moment hit me a little bit harder the second time.
Oh, I was full tears when Chewie just.
Oh yeah, same.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts on the bacon bourbon?
There's really nothing. It's got a bacon. It's got a very smoky, bacony smell to it, but I don't taste the bacon.
Okay.
But it's very smooth.
Yeah,
But it is. It doesn't.
It's insanely smooth. Here, because obviously I had opened the bottle before you guys had come. I had some the other night, so I had to let my brother-in-law know what I thought of it.
Yep.
The first sip I felt tasted like Southern Comfort.
Yeah,
A little sweet.
It's
a little
been
sweet.
so-
Yeah,
you know?
yes.
I haven't
sweetness.
had SoCo Kit since college, so
Okay.
I have no idea.
And then it started I could start tasting
But
the
I can feel-
smokiness a little bit. Like it's a delayed aftertaste.
But then it coats your entire mouth. It coats your mouth and your throat
But
in
here's
a way
the thing:
that bourbon normally doesn't do
the
that.
second glass, totally a slab of bacon.
So basically, the first glass is just like prime.
It's a primer. It's all it is. It's a primer.
That's
It
really
primes-
get the.
so you were saying it coats your throat. So then what happens is that then the bacony part slides down the coating.
coated-
Exactly.
The grease. It's grease.
Feast, my piggies, feast. Yeah, I do like this though. I like this very much.
Very much.
I like it very much. All right, so as we had mentioned before, our episode tonight is on the obscure and lost hits of the 80s. This is kind of the leftovers of the 80s, if you will. Now, this topic was really hard to try to get across to certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had so many one-hit wonders. We had so many... Hey, this is a forgotten song. You mean the song that was number one for 3 weeks in 1986? Actually, a good friend of the show, Dave McLean, said that I think for every person who picks an import-only B-side from a Bauhaus spin-off project, there's someone who picks a song that actually was a top 10 hit. And that is very true with this list. Now, thank you, everybody who participated in this. There's some really good stuff, and there were so many corrections. Maybe not so much for Catherine's people. Catherine's people got the assignment immediately. Oh boy!
Thanks, my people. Also,
Yep.
I got social media feedback.
Yay!
Which doesn't happen on. I've kind of given up posting about it.
But Mike and my good friend Pete Ducksworth brought up Toto's Africa.
Oh, were you kidding me?
That was one of the biggest hits of the early '80s. Come on.
And it's been covered, and there's
Ad
things-
nauseum. Yeah.
It's not even a one-hit wonder either.
And no, exactly. And he also brought up King of Wishful Thinking.
Yeah.
Which was Mike. I'm actually on that one because that came out in 1990 as part of the Pretty Woman soundtrack.
Yeah.
Fuck, we got to talk about that movie this year, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Fuck.
Yep.
I've only watched it once.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's a bad movie. It's a bad movie with bad things. You very, very bad man.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yes. Okay.
Well,
So
it's Richard Gere, so plenty of gerbils around.
wow. We're still going with that one. Oh yes. God damn it. All right. So another snack that we brought here. Joe brought Chipotle Ranch Cheetos with that nuclear red. It's not even orange. It's fucking red fire.
I know, Mike. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're not even. Don't worry,
try
Mike.
one. I'll try
No,
one.
you don't want to try
Mike,
this.
it's a new year. We're not going to push you yet.
Really?
If you
It's that bad?
really want to,
Oh!
I will try it.
Oh!
Bad. I like it.
All right. So it's ranch first.
Yep.
Jap-
Taste the ranch, and then
Yeah.
the chipotle kind of builds. And
You know what the
builds.
thing is
No,
that
okay, I'm good.
the ranch is giving me like a nice little belly rub until the chipotle is like ugh,
Gut punch.
nut tap. Not bad though.
No.
You know, with like some of these
But I
songs,
couldn't absolutely eat a whole bag of it.
No,
No.
with some of these songs,
it hurts when I poop.
if they didn't hit number one and like they were hits, but they nobody really listens to them anymore. I was willing to kind of let them slide.
Right. Yeah, and there were certain things too. There are some forgotten songs on here. There are some songs that did chart reasonably high,
Yeah.
but they're so forgotten now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like they might show up in like those VH1 one-hit wonders of the 80s,
Yeah.
But yeah, we had quite a bit of feedback. So I'm going to start with I had mentioned our good friend from the show, Dave McLean. His wife, by the way, mentioned the song "Dead Man's Party" by Oingo Boingo. I'm a bit dubious on that one because it's like one of their more popular songs and it's a Halloween staple.
To be fair, Oingo Boingo has never been like a high charting.
But they're
band.
they're
known.
They're well known.
They're,
well
you know
known
what? Here's the
80s
thing:
band.
Dave
they are
Elfman.
well known. They are well known for music nerds.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much. Yeah, maybe not so much to the gen pop, but totally for music nerds.
I mean, really, the only song of theirs that I know very well is Weird Science.
Right.
Dead Man Party, I've heard of it because of you.
Yeah, because of me. I love
Yeah.
that song. Unapologetically love that song. But Dave brings up Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division gets my vote as the best obscure song of the 80s. Which is weird because it's also like their most popular layperson's hit. In my personal opinion,
Which one?
Love Will Tear Us Apart.
Yeah.
Love will tear us apart.
I know, I've heard it. I know what you're
Oh.
talking about.
No, okay, I was thinking of a different song. I don't know that.
Yeah, I mean there are plenty of Joy Division songs that could have gone on this list, but yeah, I mean it's a good song, and obviously Catherine does not know it, so obscure.
But no, I mean, but also
But again, I didn't
Joy
discover
Division
musicians.
is one of those bands like Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
Music nerds.
Music nerds love them.
Yeah.
Then Dave says, followed closely by Why Can't I Be You by The Cure, depending on whether or not your girlfriend had just broken up with you.
Yeah. Makes
Wow.
sense.
That is the weird thing with Why Can't I Be You is that it's like, back in like the mid-'80s, that was your line of demarcation as to whether or not you were a quote-unquote true Cure fan and a poser who just liked their pop hits. It really was.
really was,
Yeah,
yeah.
it really was that way. I like Disintegration. Sell out.
You're not a true fan.
Oh
You know
my
what?
god. Oh, like I'm hearing that right now.
No shit, right?
First run, Star Wars, 1977, but I'm not a true fan because I like the sequel trilogy. Go figure. All right, that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, we also have Chris of Chris's Cultural Corner, who says, you want obscure 80 hits, you have come to the right place. I should create a Spotify playlist with this list, and I will call it, Hey, I Remember That Song. So here are some of the songs that Chris mentioned.
Yeah, just do a quick.
I am going to blast through some of these because some of these are very well known, Chris. They're very well known. Just an Illusion by Imagination. I had never heard of, but he likens it to Apache, The Message, and You Dropped the Bomb on Me. Baby.
Okay.
House of Fun by Madness.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
And up for fun. I'm a big boy now, or so they say. So if you'll serve, I'll be on my way. Box of balloons with a featherlight touch. Pack of party poppers that pop in the night. I see much hairspray, plastic windows, clay on a corner, just walked in. Welcome to the
Him by Rupert Holmes. You know, the other hit from the Pina Colada guy.
That's all I know.
Affair of the Heart by Rick Springfield.
That was...
I like Rick Springfield. Wait,
But I
which
think...
one?
Affairs of the Heart.
Affair of the Heart.
Oh, no, I like that. I like that song.
Yeah, but I'm saying I wouldn't
You had a
consider
music
it.
video of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it obscure.
Right.
That had heavy
Right.
rotation on MTV.
Another Lover by Giant Steps. Cry by Waterfront. And I'll do one more here. Heart Attack by Olivia Newton-John.
No. It's Hardy Tiek.
Hardy Tiek?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely one of Olivia's lesser-known hits.
Yeah.
I am very tempted, Chris, to go into Wikipedia and find out exactly how high this thing charted. I'm fairly certain it charted high. So, let's get on to the rest of our social media. Mike, did you have any social media?
I think a bit, but hold on.
You want to go? You know what? Why don't we start?
I'm looking up Hardy Tiek.
Well, I did.
By,
I only got one, and that was from Bill Kerwin.
Oh, yes.
So our friend Bill gave us "Fly Me Courageous"
From Driving and Crying.
by Driving and Crying. To which Andy said,
I saw
and no shocker here.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead,
saw
Andy.
these guys open up for REM
Yes.
on the Green Tour.
Yep, you did.
It's actually one of those songs. Whenever, like, I had mentioned the song, I think once or twice before on Facebook for one reason or another, and both times I had mentioned it prior, Danielle DiStefano was like, "Holy shit! I remember that song!" like twice, and then she forgot it, and then remembered it again.
Color me shocked.
I know.
By the way, Heart Attack
Uh-huh.
at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
It is not.
Sorry, Chris. Catherine, you want to take some of yours?
Okay, so my friend Chrissy had a couple songs that she nominated. She nominated "One Night in Bangkok" by Murray Head.
Love that.
Wow.
song.
Love that song.
I
That
love
that song got a lot of love
Yes, it
with
did.
this group.
But it's a wicked good song.
Time flies, doesn't seem a minute since the Tyrolean Spa had the chess bars in it. All change, don't you know that when you play at this level, there's no ordinary venue? It's Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or this place.
One night in Bangkok, the world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the pulse ain't free. You'll find a god in every golden oyster. And if you're lucky, then the god's a she. I can feel an angel sliding up to me.
You know, the funny thing is, too, it's such... You know, it's one of those things. Did you remember, like, last year, or actually, it was a year and a half ago now, when we did our riff of, like, cheesy 80s videos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember the Phantom of the Opera one?
Yeah.
Same basic concept. That was just there to sell the musical. That was just there to get investors to buy the musical.
One night in Bangkok
Cock makes the heart of man. Can you name the musical it came from, though? Yes. Thank you.
Ah, you beat me to it.
Ha! And the other one she's nominated was "Love Plus One" by Haircut 100
Also got a lot of love. Actually,
at
who
Pinto
mentioned
Comics.
that? Yeah, Pinto Comics also brought that up as well.
Where does it go from here? To the down to the lake, I fear. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Rain, 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 rain. Love, love, love plus one. Rain, 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 rain. What I call
I remember that song from like the early days of MTV when all they had were like these British, like they were like new wave reggae hybrid bands,
Yeah.
but they're all white dudes with baby faces and like, you know, pretty hair. But yeah, Love Plus One's a great song. They also had another song, which actually I think is better. Boy Meets Girl. All right, well, this is what Spotify's for, kids. It's what Spotify is for.
That's correct. Only
You got some?
It's what YouTube Music is for, because Spotify, if you say play this, they'll be like, okay, I'll get around to it or something.
Oh my god, yeah. There was one on Mike's. There's one song on Mike's. I was trying to be good and listen to everybody's songs. One fucking song I had to listen to tonight, and I'm like, put that away. I'm going to have to remember to mention this later. Hashtag, I found it. All right, go ahead.
All right, yeah. Coworker Eric put up the safety dance.
Oh, no.
That was pretty popular.
That is an insanely popular
That
record.
It's also one of my all-time favorite songs of all time.
You know, the thing with 80s music is if it got a lot of heavy rotation on MTV, it is no way obscure.
Right.
Even if you've forgotten about it. But like you said, once it sparks, you remember, it's like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that video all the time.
Here's my criteria. If it constantly appears, if 9 times out of 10 it's going to appear on an 80s compilation, not an obscure hit.
If I've heard it on the radio in the past like 6 months, probably not an obscure hit.
If The Simpsons made a joke about it, that was Safety Dance with Men Without Hats, now known as Men Without Jobs.
Also, if Weird Al spoofed it,
Yep, there we go.
the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch, yeah.
It's also off an album that you and I are going to talk about later.
Actually, Brady Bunch is probably a more obscure hit than Safety Dance. Because that's
In 3D was not one of his bigger albums.
Yeah.
But still, Weird
Right.
Al did it, therefore it was big enough that Weird Al did it.
Lisa Duran, Court Krause brought up Matthew Weiler's Break My Stride.
Okay, that actually I feel is more forgotten.
No. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride.
Stride.
No, that is a market basket. That is a market basket hit if ever there was one. Every time I go to Market Basket, I hear it at least once.
If it's not on grocery store deep cuts,
It's
then it should be.
Because I mean, I like the song.
I
Don't get
feel
me wrong, but
I feel though in terms of like the grand scheme of 80s one-hit wonders, it's a B- one-hit wonder. Like going back to like the 80s compilation.
Yeah, good point.
50% of them might have it on there, if that.
Paul English, he had actually quite a few here.
He had quite a few there. How many do we have to correct him on?
Well, your favorite, In Big Country by Big Country.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads.
They released 3 versions of that song. 2 studio versions and a live version for single.
I'm just blanking on which one it is.
Once in a lifetime, you may find yourself living in a shotgun shack.
Okay.
I love the Talking Heads.
Another one spoofed by Weird Al.
Then he's got Turn Up the Radio by Autograph.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. That's one of those songs that, like, when I had Sirius satellite radio, it barely appeared on Hair Nation.
Yeah.
That guy went to go on to write the theme song for Seventh Heaven.
The next one,
Rock and roll.
I can't give him the next one. We Built This City by Star.
Nope.
No.
It was on the Muppets movie.
Right!
Not only that, but it was rated like the worst song of the 80s.
I disagree with that.
Okay. Well, I still think it's Wild Wild West by the Escape Club, but, what do I know?
I disagree on that one.
Plus, it's also a stadium hit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was on. I believe it was on my Arena Hits compilation tape.
This one's kind of borderline. Copperhead Road by Steve Earle.
All right. Yeah. The only person I've ever heard mention that before is you. Once.
I love that song.
Actually, I like that song, too.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
And he's also got Somewhere Down the Crazy River by Robbie Robertson.
All right.
I'm
not familiar with that song because I'm more familiar with...
I'll give it to him because Robbie Robertson, unless you're like a fan of the band and you're really into
right.
Again, like you're a certain type of music nerd and you know who Robbie Robertson is.
Take a picture of this. The fields are empty. Abandoned 59 Chevy. Laying in the backseat listening to Little Willie John. Yeah, it's when time stood still. I think I'm gonna go down to Madam X and let her read my mind. She said that voodoo stuff don't do nothing for me. I'm a man with clear destination. the soul. I can't find no control.
Yeah, I give that to him.
Right, but he did have that album that came out in like the late '80s. He had like this big solo album that had like "Showdown at Big Sky."
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He had a moment in like 1988, but that's probably from that album though.
Yeah.
That's a good album actually.
Yeah.
And it's not on my Facebook, but in the Geek Salad one, my other coworker Corey, he first put up "Cruel Summer."
Yep,
That's-
I corrected it because I mistook
Yeah.
it for Venus.
Yeah,
No, but Cruel Summer is still. That's
Cruel
not-
Summer was in Karate Kid.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, Bananarama had 2 big hits. That was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had like, well,
And
hey,
neither of them are obscured.
no, Venus
No.
less so because it hit number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like still played as the theme music for the Venus
Razors.
Razors.
but
You made a stabbing motion when you did
No,
that. By the
I'm shaving.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how you shave? Really?
Yes, because
Okay.
I'm not shaving my face, dude.
Okay, that's nice.
and today actually he brought up he mentioned she blinded me with science.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
Not
That's
even-
That was Thomas
Biggest-
Dolby's biggest hit.
But
He presents-
I'll give that more as a more obscure than Cruel Summer.
Nope.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't.
Nope.
I can't give
Yeah,
it
I
to
can't
give it
I'm
to him.
sorry. What's his name?
Corey.
Corey. I'm sorry. I cannot concede this. Mainly because remember what the whole ratio of 80s compilations. 100% of the time.
Oh yeah.
100% of the
Oh,
time, she blinded me with science will be on an 80s compilation.
And the guy that the old man that she blinded me with science has like been quoted about how much he hates being that's his
Science.
association with this. Yeah, there's news stories on NPR about she blinded me with science. There is no way that's obscure.
Yeah, I mean, and because this show is essentially the spirit animal of former co-host Mike Cicerone.
Yeah.
Mike did bring up one that is more obscure: Europa and the Pirate Twins.
Yes. I get
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Mike's shaking his head. I am familiar with the song. I remember the video. I remember it being released as a very minor single.
Hand in hand, 12th of November, on the sand, then war took her away. We swore a vow that day we'd be the pirate twins again. Europa, oh my country. I'll stand beside you in the rain.
But also something like Walk the Dinosaur.
I
would-
can
I would
see
give
that.
that
I can
obscure.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
It's a novelty hit. It was a novelty
Yeah.
hit in the late portion of the '80s when there weren't very many novelty hits.
Yeah.
Just like anything that Julie Brown did.
Oh, my
Everybody run! The homecoming queen's got a gun.
The only place I've ever heard that song is on Dr. Demento's 20th anniversary.
Oh, I'm sure that
so
and
you
because
didn't
I'm
have
a
the
blonde.
Julie Brown album.
Yeah,
No.
Why did you?
Yes.
because I'm a
I-
blonde. BLOND.
Will I make it through the 80s? I don't know. Will I make it through the 80s? Or topple like a domino?
That's not the same as Downtown Julie
No,
Brown.
No.
But they were both stalwarts on MTV at the exact same time.
Okay, no. This Julie
weird.
Brown, she later did a special that was Attack of the 5'2" Women, where she did herself as Tanya Harding
Oh,
and like a couple other things.
You
It
gotta
was-
make it stop.
she was
It was pretty funny.
Gina Davis's best friend in the '80s classic "Earth Girls Are Easy."
Yep.
Yes.
Now I remember.
Earth Girls.
Earth Girls. All right. Do you have anything
No,
else?
that was it.
All right. Well, we're done shaming all of Mike's friends. Catherine, let's shame your friends now.
Okay.
We can't. We actually got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So let's go to my friend Jeff. Hey, Facebook is not cooperating.
Uh-oh.
Boo! Bad Facebook. I was on the page and then you went away. And
Go
now I have
screw
to
Mark
go-
Zuckerberg.
Yeah. Freaking like twit. All right.
He is a twit. Anyways.
Okay, so Jeff shared first. Okay, I actually can't give him Motorhead Ace of Spades.
No.
No.
That one.
That is their most popular song.
Yeah.
Anybody knows that song.
It was on a Mystery of Science 3000 episode.
That's true.
Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades! No one lose, and I win. That's where I am ever. That's all the girl.
But then we could go with a Crispin Glover, Clowny Clown Clown on Bohemia After
Now wait a
Dark.
second. The Crispin
The
Glover.
Crispin Glover.
As in Back to the Future, Crispin Glover.
As hey you, get your damn hands off her.
As in Friday the 13th Part 4 of Christian Glover?
Yep.
As in
Only
Ben.
you, Mike. Only you.
Oh, no.
No, only you.
So that one definitely. Ramones Psychotherapy.
Kind of.
Debbie Harry, Now I Know You Know.
All right, I'm going to give it.
I'll give it.
I'm a huge Blondie fan. I'm not familiar with that song at all.
But this is it must have been from her her solo stuff. And there's another
it's like French Kissing in the USA, which was also a Debbie Harry song.
yeah.
Remember that one?
And there was
That took a dark turn when we were making fun of it.
Yeah, it did.
the Cramps Tear It Up.
Oh, the Cramps. The Cramps were one of those bands I never ever listened to in high school, but I knew like 5 people who owned Cramps t-shirts and wore them constantly. It's like rockabilly punk, is what it is. It's just like dirty rockabilly punk.
You know what? I can
I
almost
need to
picture
try
the
it.
people.
Yeah, they're great. They're actually really good.
I like punk,
You know what,
but I
Andy?
like rockabilly.
You know what, Andy?
Can your pussy do the dog?
I don't know.
You know what, Andy? I can almost picture the 5 people you're talking about.
Yeah. They were all upperclassmen, and they were the coolest people I knew. So,
Because upperclassmen were the coolest. Anybody.
pretty
who
much,
was-
yeah.
I mean that's you two.
Yeah, exactly. We were both upperclassmen.
And then
That's a pretty low bar.
Yep.
Yep. And then
I could skip over that bar.
Deborah Harry,
Deborah Harry.
Deborah.
comic books.
Yeah, no.
No.
Probably on the same album as...
And that was the point where he said, I should stop before I stay up all night and post thousands of songs.
Yes.
God. You know, it was this Jeff, you said?
My friend Jeff, yeah.
Jeff, okay, Jeff, I'm with you on this because I really had so many, and I just kept like, all day I'm like, it's not fair if I change them anymore. It's not fair if I change them anymore.
Yeah, I had a few that I popped out because some of our Facebook feedback reminded me, like, I love that song. I have to put that on my list. So
Yeah,
I popped it
yeah.
out, but absolutely. My friend Brian, also known as FG, has Enough's Enough, Fly High Michelle.
God. I think we did this song on that, on our video riff. We did an Enough's Enough song on that. Oh my God.
We did everything together, would have done it forever. How did we go wrong? I know that what goes up comes down. I didn't know you hit the ground. Why'd you have to give it up? Well, you were just a little girl. I'll never look into your blue eyes,
A band Howard Stern couldn't figure out why they weren't more popular.
And then friend from high school that you might remember, Mike. Not you.
Okay.
Said anything by the Dead Milkmen. He specifically cited Big Lizard in My Backyard,
Yep.
which is a good song off the same album of the same title. Personally, my favorites off that album are Rastabilly and Bitchin' Camaro,
Which you're going to get into in a little bit.
which I will talk about more
Yes.
later.
I only own...
But I was like, oh my god, that was 1985. I get to talk about it.
The only thing I remember of the Dead Milkmen is that Jeff Parenti always wore their t-shirts.
Yep. Oh my god, that used to be like our staple. We all own the album Beelzebub, Bubba. Because it had Punk Rock Girl on it.
Yep.
And our snack bar break, whatever study hall thing that we had, where we just sit in the cafeteria. It was just like, we would just do nothing but like bang on the table and sing Dead Milkmen and Violent Femme songs for like the full hour of the period.
Yep.
So
Yeah, he didn't just have the t-shirts, he did the whole, like, didn't he have, like, the t-shirt cut out and tacked to the back of his jeans jacket?
he may have done that.
Yeah, I think
Prunty did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm quite sure Pern did that.
Cool. He's on Facebook every once in a while, but that's a dude I want to have a conversation with again. I haven't talked to him in forever. So, any other stuff?
The only other thing I have is the feedback from my husband.
Why don't you get into that now?
Okay, so
Do you need a sip? Do you need to clear out your...
I'm clearing my throat because I'm going to read. So my husband is more into hip-hop than the rest of us white people.
Yep.
And so I've been trying to get him into the shows, but unfortunately he works Thursday night's closing, so he's toast. He has 8 things. Jimmy Spicer Money. Dollar Bill, y'all. Great tune, still quoted and sampled today, but it's a 7-minute song in the same vein and at the same tempo as Rapper's Delight. Ain't nobody got time for that. Number 2, 1984 belonged to Run DMC. Yes. Sucka MCs, Rock Box, It's Like That, 30 Days, Hard Times, and Hollis Crew all topped the charts that year. Oh, sorry, honey, that doesn't count. Except that it does because it's hip-hop and it's not...
Hip-hop is very... Yeah, hip-hop was very, very niche.
Yeah, it was topping the hip-hop charts. So
right, exactly.
Remember LL Cool J? He was all over 1985 with Rock the Bells, I Can't Live Without My Radio, You'll Rock, Dear Yvette, Dangerous, and I Need a Beat. Salt and Pepper did pretty well in 1986, including Push It. Okay, that one has been used in commercials.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't count, ever.
My Mic Sounds Nice, I Desire, I'll Take Your Man, Tramp, Chick on the Side, and It's Alright.
All these are just words to me because we went to an insanely predominantly white school.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah, I was a token Puerto Rican, so.
Yeah, exactly. You were the minority.
We had a few people from other races. Most of our diversity was whether you were Catholic, Protestant, or Jewish.
Yeah.
Okay, my husband's number 5. That was also the year the Beastie Boys doing License to Ill, but I know you guys covered that in the 86 show, so I'll let it go.
Yeah.
In 1987, despite the arrival of some guy calling himself the Fresh Prince, hip-hop got serious, with NWA and Public Enemy bringing a much grittier hood theme to the top 40, including Panic Zone,
I'm just
Bring the Noise, and Boys in the Hood.
It just blows my mind that a white kid from the Cape.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry.
Well, he grew up in a trailer park, which is like the white projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 7. Hey, remember Kid and Play? LOL, 1988. And I think I covered 1989 pretty thoroughly before, but it's worth pointing out that between the Beastie Boys' seminal work Paul's Boutique and De La Soul sampling Schoolhouse Rock, it was excellent time to be a sampling DJ, an art form that Vanilla Ice would later screw up for everybody.
Yep. And we'll be talking about him this year.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
we will.
Motherfucker.
But, so thank you to my husband for that.
All right.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. Well, I'm not afraid to admit I too have very much in the Facebook feedback area. So, Kevin Baldwin, the man indirectly responsible for introducing me to my wife, mentioned Boys Do Fall in Love by Robin Gibb.
Huh?
Yeah, Robin Gibb of the Bee Gees.
He went solo?
He
Yes.
did.
Yes.
For like one album. I Still Can't Get Over Loving You by Ray Parker Jr.
Wow, he had more than one song.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I almost just put Ray Parker just to see if you guys would notice the difference, but... Man, his dad did well too, huh? I don't know why you don't love me, Roseanne Cash.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Roseanne Cash fan, so I wouldn't really know that one.
Yeah. That
So-
is obscure.
We've got 2 that charted huge in England, but not anywhere else. Romance and Last Kiss from David Cassidy.
Okay.
Okay.
And Daryl Hall, Sans Oates with Dreamtime.
Run away, that's all you know. Believe it's alright.
What year is that?
This was like, I think, 89.
Oh, so yeah. So
Oh, it was, yeah.
It was way past their prime.
Mike C would absolutely know that song.
Of course.
I
Mike
actually
and
know
Jim,
that song.
Jim probably knows that song too.
Yeah, I know that song too. All right, so
I'm not the Hall & Oates connoisseur that those guys are.
Yeah.
So, our show is dedicated to the still alive Mike Cicerone, who brought up Spandau Ballet's Lifeline, which I was shocked because there's another Spandau Ballet song, you know them of True.
Yeah.
No.
They had a song called True. They had a song called Communication, which is the quintessential Cicerone sound.
Yeah.
Find it on Spotify and listen to it, and if you know Mike Cicerone, you go, yeah, Andy was right the entire time.
Wow, you mean that those words actually exist?
Yeah. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome.
Okay.
Yeah.
The song runs like 8 minutes long, so I can understand why it wasn't a radio hit.
Well, I mean, considering that their only hit was
Relax.
Don't
Well,
Do-
Two Tribes was a minor hit for them.
Yeah, true.
Where did we go here? Okay, Men at Work, Dr. Heckle, and Mr. Jive.
Okay.
So that's a minor league hit. I remember that one.
I wish I'd checked that out because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it's a fun song. It's Cargo, the album this one came off of, is an amazing... It's the same album that has Overkill, which is like their best song ever. Suzanne Vega, Marlena on the Wall.
Oh, totally agree.
Love that song. Love that song.
That was something that made me change one of my choices.
Okay.
Yeah, but Suzanne Vega, you have to be like really.
You have to be other than the Solitude Standing album. You got to be a fan.
You got to be a fan.
The romantic.
I have a copy of it, and
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't on the show when we were covering that year, so I was very bummed.
The Romantics, 1 in a Million.
No,
1 in a Million wasn't.
No.
Oh, what?
I gotta disagree. That 1 in a Million was arguably their biggest hit.
No, it was no. You are thinking of either What I Like About You, which is their biggest hit, or Talking in Your Sleep. Now, keep in mind the lead singer did have a lisp. When you're talking in your sleep.
That's mean.
Yeah, I know it is, but it's funny because it's a joke that never got old.
I'm confusing it with She's a Beauty.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Because of the lyric.
Yep. 1 in a million to one. All right. Mike also brings up Till Tuesday. Love in a Vacuum.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Again, you got to be a fan.
You got to be a fan. Yeah.
Pete Ducksworth, as we mentioned, had a lot of flubs. We did have one that we've already brought up, but One Night in Bangkok by Murray Head.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then from Twitter, M at Verbal Diorama. Hey, M.
Hi, M.
Mentioned 2 songs, but the most prevalent of the 2 is Heart and Soul from T'Pau.
That's like her only hit.
It's her only hit, and it was a way bigger hit in England than it ever was here.
I really like that song.
Didn't we learn to play that on a piano? Wasn't it
No,
mentioned in the Breakfast Club?
You have Heart and Soul.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
different
Get
Heart
a
and
little
Soul.
bit of heart and soul. Chinlin from at Bingeables Pod brings up Marcia Bala by Lerita Mizoku.
Te
Oh, is
Yeah,
that the
oh,
thing you
yeah.
said?
Thank
That's the thing I sent you.
Thank you for the nightmare fuel.
Yeah, that is glorious.
All right.
So my summary of that, it is the background dancers from the Robert Palmer videos on Univision.
Yes. And that is beautifully put, too.
I got that this morning because she was like, does like obscure French pop count? And I'm like, hit me with it.
And she hit you
And
with
she
it.
sent it to me, and I listened to it, and it was so like I am the only one of us who I think really loved what I heard.
She didn't hit
I
us.
enjoyed it, but the video was fucked up.
Well, the video essentially was like just a French version of Mexican radio.
She didn't hit us with it.
Yeah.
She slapped us across the face with a halibut.
Well, the
That's
funny
partly
thing
because
is,
it was first thing in the morning.
we're
when we got
watching
this.
we're watching the video, and my wife was like, you know what? The video looks a little cheesy, but I'll give them this. Every single one of the people in here is very earnest about doing their job right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second I finished this, I sent back a tweet to her. I said, "That's it. You've won. You fucking won. Nobody could top that one. I swear to God, nobody was going to send me French-Japanese hybrid pop."
If I'd known the Japanese pop was in there, I would have hit you something. All right.
All right, we've got Cedric Lilly at the said
I disagree with this one.
did mention the German-only version of Rock Me Amadeus.
No,
It's a huge hit, but the German one is better.
Yeah.
Especially like the extended version of this song.
Yeah.
I was going to point out that the Muppet Babies covered Rock Me Amadeus.
Oh, I'm sure they
Yeah.
did.
Play it for me, Wolfgang. I'm a doggish. Doggish.
And showing the podcast at SMTPcast brings up Jimmy Somerville with Small Town Boy, another British artist I am not familiar with.
Yeah.
So thank you. Those are really cool. Is that all of them?
I believe so, yeah.
Thank you everybody for
Thank you
participating.
so much. We got great feedback.
This was
time.
fantastic.
It was.
Yeah, we had a lot of great stuff. So let's get into our round table.
Okay.
Who wants to kick us off? Actually, you know what? Does anybody have any honorable mentions?
I have all
I have an honorable mention.
Let's hit our honorable mentions first. Catherine, why don't you go first?
Okay, my honorable mention is Queen of the Reich by Queensryche off of their original EP.
Queen of the Reich.
And
It sounds so much like Iron Maiden. I was listening to it today. I'm like, oh my god, this is Iron Maiden.
it's really fun. And but the thing was, like, I like this song, and then for the watching it on YouTube, if you find the official video, it has like this little scroll at the beginning that is like, in this world, the Queen of the Reich takes over people's minds. I'm like, this is weird.
Get your head out of your ass, Jeff Tate.
Well, to be honest, let's be honest. Queensryche wasn't really like a big mainstream heavy metal band in the 80s.
No,
they weren't.
Like,
They really weren't.
They're prog rock, glam rock. They're not heavy metal.
Yeah.
Sounds like it should have been Queensryche, the destruction of Jared Sin.
And they do have an umlaut over the Y.
Right. The thing with Queensryche is that because you had sent me like 2 songs from them, and it's just interesting hearing songs that are disjointed from an entire narrative.
Yes.
Like, I'll be honest, my introduction to them was Operation Mindcrime.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Same
That's
thing.
all of us, I think.
That's all. Of
Yeah,
us.
I think that was my introduction. No, actually, my introduction was Empire. Then went back to Operation Mindcrime.
Fucking John the Cellist.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck you, John Cellist.
And then
Stop playing Mindcrime. We don't need to listen to this anymore.
Oh, I still enjoy it a lot.
Oh, I enjoyed it, but he played it all the fucking time.
And well, I got to in the late '90s, I was driving around with John Finnegan, and his impersonation of Jeff Tate is really funny, or was. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
dear, did he pass?
He did a few years ago.
I did not know that. No, that's sad.
We've mentioned his brother, the middle brother of the 3, Christian, who's doing well in New York. But yeah, John passed a few years ago.
Oh, dear, I did not know that. No, that's sad. I liked him.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy. And again, his Jeff Tate was Queen of the Rock. Awesome.
All right.
Is that your only honorable mention?
That is my only honorable.
All
mention.
right.
My honorable mention, my only one, was Love and Affection by Def Leppard from the Hysteria album.
Wow. That is a deep track.
Well,
that's like one of the only songs that didn't actually chart on that album.
Well, they didn't release it as a single,
right?
And we discussed this when we discussed Hysteria. I think is such a better power ballad than Hysteria was. This is the song that should have been released as the power ballad over Love Bite. This is better than Love Bites and better than Hysteria.
See, I love both of those songs so very much. Even though Love Bites.
I know, Andy.
God damn it, Jenny!
I know. I won't say names, but I know.
Mike?
Yeah, my honorable mention is the Curly Shuffle by Jumpin' Saddle Band.
Oh, Jesus, man. Jesus, Mike.
I remember this one. I remember when it was kind of like a minor league hit.
Yep.
But I'm such a Three Stooges fan that I had to bring this one. I was just kind of going through a lot of the Dr. Demento. Yeah, I was going through a lot of Dr. Demento albums, and I noticed that when I was like, I don't want to take anything off my list, but I still want to bring it up somewhere.
It's just like it just sounds like four dudes was like getting into the studio and just fucking around for 20 minutes.
You point me.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
what we do.
Literally was and just like this, it was done on the first take. Yeah.
We fuck around in the studio for 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
We've taken it to the next level.
The podcast.
There we go. All right, so I have more than just one, so I apologize. All right, so honorable mentions. One that Mike Cicerone brought up. It's not me talking. Actually, he had telecommunications. So, oops. From A Flock of Seagulls. Hateful Hate by 10,000 Maniacs, which is just so crazy good. Romanticide by Combo Audio. I had this CD, or the CD collection of obscure 80s hits called Living in Oblivion. And it was mainly like British and Euro pop bands that had hits that didn't make it to these shores. And then a couple of 80s songs. Like, She Blinded Me with Science showed up on that one.
Shocking.
And I know. But it's just one of those songs I'd never heard of the band. I am not familiar with anything else they did. But when you hear Romanticide, it's a clear-cut case. Romanticide. It gets stuck in your head. And then Good as Gold by Red Rockers. They who recorded the song China.
Really?
Yeah. I found their tape, their cassette, at Strawberries for like $3, and I'm like, well, I'd be a fool not to buy this. And it's, again, crazy good stuff for a band. If everybody knows the song China.
Yeah.
As a one-hit wonder, you know China.
Yeah.
Good as Gold is an amazing song. It's actually a better song.
I don't know China.
All right, well, it's on friggin' Spotify. Go listen to it.
Okay.
All right. Now, with that out of the way,
woo!
Who wants to kick us off?
Ladies first.
Everybody just looked at me, so okay.
I didn't.
Yes, you did. All right. So this was actually inspired by Mike's something that Mike put on that we'll talk about later. But I'm going to talk about "Buy Me a Condo" by Weird Al on his album In 3D. And I'm going to say that song gets stuck in my head every time I go shopping for a condo.
Used to live in Jamaica, but I don't live there no more. Had to change my lifestyle, do things I never done before. So now I'm just a lonely Rastaman, living in this American town. Gonna sell me Bob Marley records, gonna get me some Jackson Brown. I'm gonna buy me a condo, gonna buy me a Cuisinart. Get their wall-to-wall carpeting, and get their wallet full of credit cards. I'm gonna buy me a condo, never have to mow it on. I'm gonna get me the t-shirt with the alligator on.
Which I've done twice in my life. It's from 1984. It's in the style of Bob Marley's Buffalo Soldier.
Yep.
Gonna buy me a
Condo. Gonna buy me a Cuisinart.
Get the wall-to-wall carpeting. Get the wallet full of credit cards.
I'm actually glad you started
Gonna
singing.
buy me a condo.
I couldn't picture what song it was
Never
until
have to
you...
mow the lawn.
Now I know.
Gonna buy me the t-shirt with the alligator on. Like, I get buy me a condo. My husband gets... Every time he sees a Lacoste t-shirt, that's when it gets stuck in his head.
Oh boy, which is more common. You okay, Joe?
Yeah.
Not so much these
Have
days.
some more whiskey.
Oh, I will.
All right.
Bourbon.
Yeah. Well, you had mentioned earlier that like in 3D is kind of like Weird Al's obscure album, which is weird because it had his breakout hit.
Eat It.
Eat It came off of this album, and it's his breakout hit. But really, you're right though. Most of like the other singles didn't come off of this album; they came off the next one.
Yeah.
Right. But it's like I didn't love it at the time, but I like it much more now.
Reggae is for grown-ups.
Not just Buy Me a Condo. Like most of the songs on, like although there's a bunch of other ones on the song.
Yeah, and one that Mike will be bringing up in a little bit.
Exactly.
All right, Joe.
All right, I suppose I can go next. So my first pick for obscurity was "Love Over Gold" by Dire Straits, the title track of the album by the same name.
You go dancing through doorways just to see what you will find, leaving nothing to interfere with the crazy balance of your mind. And when you finally reappear at the place where you came in, thrown your love to all the strangers and caution to the wind.
Came out in 1982, and this album is kind of the whole album itself is kind of obscure. You really have to be a Dire Straits fan to get this album, listen to it, because it's only 5 songs, but each song is like 6-7 minutes long.
I was listening to this one today, and I'm like, it very much has that Dire Straits sound to it, where it's like part like guitar, impresario and Nickelobad all kind of combined as one.
Well, the thing that I really like about the song is, I think Martin Knopfler is one of the best songwriters out there. And this is supposed to be like a ballad, but when Mark Knopfler writes love songs, he doesn't write like grandiose.
No, he doesn't.
He writes very much a street level, kind of everyday feel love song, like things that normal people deal with, and that's the first half of this song, and then the second half is very much the guitar impresario and him as a music composer. Yeah. Where he's got the acoustic guitar playing off against the xylophone, and it's just a very nice, relaxing song. I enjoy it very, very much. It's one of my favorite songs.
I'll admit though, Joe, when you sent me the list, I was walking and reading it, and a feather hit me in the head, and knocked me on my ass. So
shocked, I know, right?
I know.
I'm nothing if not predictable.
No, exactly. Seriously.
You threw the feather?
Huh? Seriously, it is the usual suspects on his list. I know. God, the 90s is going to be rough for you, man.
No, not really.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, God, 91's going to be...
91's going to be my year.
Yeah, that's going to be your year. So, Mike, what do you got?
Yeah, I'll cover the other Weird Al Yankovic song on these lists. Also off 3D, Nature Trail to Hell.
In 3D!
This, honestly, is one of my all-time favorite Weird Al songs.
See severed heads that almost fall right in your lap. See that bloody hatchet coming right at you. No, you'll never see hideous effects like these again, till we bring you Nature Trail to Hell Part 2. So bring the kids along, it's good, clean family fun. What have you got to lose? If you like the 6 o'clock news, then you'll love Nature Trail to Hell. Nature Trail to Hell. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D. Nature Trail to Hell in 3D.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it at the time, but it is so grown on me, and it's And also because of your love of Friday the 13th.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Makes
I mean,
sense.
it just marks that whole genre. Like, so bring the kids. It's bring the kids.
Clean family fun. Well, the funny thing is too is that how complex musically the song is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is like a violin solo in it. There's different like stanzas in the song.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
And it's like dark, and then it goes.
Yeah.
one thing.
Ba, ba, ba.
It's like, yeah, you think Weird Al is just like this comedic songwriter, but his songs are actually really musically adept.
That's why he's lasted all these
Yeah.
Right.
years.
I'll tell you because my daughter loves Weird Al. And what we're finding is that she actually prefers the original stuff over the parodies.
Awesome. Well, first of all, she doesn't have the reference for the parody.
No, she doesn't really have a lot of the reference, the references go with the parodies. But she loves the original songs, and this is one that it's fantastic. I mean, Mike and I have actually openly discussed that maybe we will revisit Weird Al this year.
Yeah,
Because we did a show 10 years ago.
it was our 50th episode.
It wasn't even 50. It was somewhere in there.
Oh,
we were
yeah, like
we were still
30.
recording upstairs.
Okay.
So
Actually, that was that our
Dawn.
first- yeah, that was our first episode after that big long break, wasn't
I
it?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had covered Weird Al. I'd like to take that because we got a super fan in the group as well.
I did. I was in the right up against the stage at the ill-advised Vanity tour where he only did his original hits.
wow.
Except for he did medleys of like his classics, but he did them to different songs.
Oh, okay.
So that was really awesome.
Yeah, honestly, I love his parody songs, but his style parodies are really solid as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? It's from Transformers movie.
Oh,
Dare to be Stupid.
Yes, I love Dare to be Stupid.
Dare to be Stupid is one of his big hits.
Yeah, I couldn't put it on this list otherwise.
Right. Unless we'd be calling you out.
Yeah.
All right. On my list, Black Cars by Gino Vanelli.
This is a weird song.
It
This
is
song,
wicked weird.
The weird thing about this song is
when you link to the YouTube, I'm like, what the hell?
The light exposes the cracks. She wears a makeup like wax. Who had to hide at the trash? She's a dark angel on darker horses, sitting pretty in a dim lit corners. I said, black car, look very sad.
The thing with this song is that it brings me back to the summer of 1985, which was like my first, let's just say, hormonal summer. The summer in between 7th and 8th grade.
Subtlety,
And
subtlety, Andy.
Things
Subtle.
were happening, and it was just like...
Things were put in motion that could not be stopped.
Exactly. So,
Oh my god! Please continue.
yes. But this song has got, like, that sound. And it reminds me not only of that, but, like, of all the other shit that went down the summer of 85. Like, New Coke. Like...
Andy hits puberty. New Coke.
Yeah, seriously.
Coincidence? I think
not.
I'm being told one thing, then I'm being told another. What the fuck do you expect me to do? Now, if you excuse me, I have a paper route to go do.
I think we killed Catherine again.
Oh, yeah, I know, I killed them both. Usually it's just Joe that we kill.
So, Gino Vanelli.
Gino Vanelli, yes. God, this dude's musical outfit, though, is really the vanilla part of Vanelli.
Yes,
Because he had a song in, like, the late 70s that was, like, some kind of just, like, ballad.
Okay.
I don't even remember what it was. And then after... Because I'd heard that song after I'd heard this one, I'm like, wait, from the Black Cars guy?
But yeah, it was really strange, and I was like, what? I don't get the part about parking in the shade. Like, compared to, like, the rest of the song.
Well, they look better in the shade. Black Cars look better in the shade. And she smokes those French cigarettes, which I don't know
And
really.
there was something about
Galois.
these scratches, and oh my, it was
Tans.
Yeah.
it was odd and strange, and black cars don't look better in the shade. They just don't get so hot in the summer.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because, it was the 80s, so it was all leather seats filled with cocaine in the... cocaine's the last good year. All right.
Mike?
No, actually, it's Catherine's turn.
We're back.
Oh, we're already back to
Catherine.
me.
Yeah,
already?
back to you.
Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna go.
It's like we
with,
need a ball to keep throwing to people. Like, your turn, your turn.
So this is Madonna, but it's not one of her top hits. This is off of the True Blue album. It's called "Where's the Party."
Couldn't wait to get older, thought I'd have so much fun. I guess I'm one of the grown-ups now, I have to get the job done. People give me the business, I'm not living in fear. I'm just living in chaos, gotta get away from here. Where's the party? I want to free my soul. Where's the party? I want to lose control. Where's the party? I want to free my soul. Where's the party? I want to lose control. Don't want to go all too fast. Don't want to let this system get me down. I've got to find a way to make the good times last. And if you show me how, I'm ready now.
Yep.
And this was something I borrowed the record from the library, and I just loved. And I used our stereo to put it on a tape. And I just love dressing up and dancing in front of the mirror to this. And frankly, I still want to, like, when I hear it, I still want to just bounce up and down and dance around. It's just so poppy and happy and fun.
True Blue is such a mature album for her.
Right.
It really is. It really is the in-between between... Well, what's the album that came... Oh, Like a Prayer came out after this.
Right.
Which
this
is...
was 1986, so it's between the Like a Virgin and
Like a Prayer.
Like a Prayer.
Yeah. But, before Who's That Girl?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Like a party.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, no, this is a fun song. I mean, I knew the song immediately.
Right.
But you're right. It's not one of those songs that charted. It didn't really do much.
Like it spoke to me. I really enjoyed it. And again, this was when I was really starting to learn my own music.
Yeah.
Outside of like Sesame Street and my mom's music. But yeah, it's fun. It's poppy, but it's not like when you talk about Madonna songs, it's not even in the top 10.
No. So, all right, Joe.
All right. My next selection is, and I actually changed it and shocked Andy when I changed it. Is You Lost a Smile in Your Eye?
I thought it was
Asia.
The Smile Has Left Your Eyes.
No, so You Lost a Smile.
Really? Okay. From Asia.
From Asia.
And I've become a rolling stone. I don't know where to go or what to call my own. But I can see that bright horizon moving everyone to you. It's over now, it's not my fault. See how this feels for you. The smile has left your eyes. The smile has left your eyes. I never thought I'd see you standing there with you. So don't come crawling back to
Aja.
From their second album.
Their second album and their last major hit. Even though, well, I want to say major hit. Well, major hit outside of the U.S. because it did chart in the UK and a couple other countries. It didn't chart in the U.S.
Yep.
And this is kind of the song kind of led to the after this song, it's kind of like the band imploded.
Did you ever hear the story about when Jim and Mike Cicerone went to go see them at Borders Books in Marlboro?
Yes.
And they're like two of the members out of the three did like an acoustic set. I don't think one of them was an original member either. No. And it's just like, just someone walks on stage, ladies and gentlemen, Asia, and they're like walking out of like the cooking section.
Which is...
I'm squinting at you because I shopped there, and that was actually where I picked up book 7 of Harry Potter. I went to the midnight buy your book, stood in line for, got my wristband, stood in line for hours at that Borders.
Well, Asia had to also wait in line for that book.
Well, the thing is, I like the song. I think it's a really nice song. But this is... Anybody knows the history of Asia is that they were supposed to be a prog rock supergroup. They were made up of the rubble of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and Yes, and one other band that I can't remember. They were supposed to be a prog rock supergroup, but their two best known songs are typical 80s pop rock.
Yeah.
And this song is as close to prog rock as the entire band ever got.
One of their 80s songs was one of those songs was like a theme on an episode of Supernatural, the Groundhog Day episode of Supernatural. The Heat of the Night, Heat of the Moment.
Heat of the Moment, yeah.
Their biggest hit.
Their biggest hit, yes.
Yep.
They were the number one. They had the number one selling album in 1982.
And that's it.
That's it.
That was it. And
this song didn't come off of that album.
No. It did not.
But I remember this video. This video was sad as shit.
Yes.
It's like shot like a French tragedy. Child drowns at the end. It's just...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
I think I just finished reading The Bridge to Terabithia at this point, too, so...
And you're still alive. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
I know, right?
Amazing.
Okay, Mike.
All right.
Okay. I got That Ain't Love by REO Speedwagon.
You have brought this song up like twice before.
I love REO Speedwagon in general, and this one it's not one of their hits. It's off their Life as We Know It 1987 album.
Why should you listen to a word I'm saying when it's already so clear to you? Tell me about my bad intentions. The dump of everything's I hold true. I can no longer live with your misconceptions. Baby, all I can say to you, that ain't love. I believe you got the wrong emotion.
All right.
I mean, the only hit that really came off of that one is In My Dreams.
Uh-huh.
And this
Well,
one,
but by 1987,
yeah.
music tastes have pretty much moved on from REO Speedwagon.
REO Speedwagon.
The early 80s, like Asia.
Right.
But no, I mean, this one, they actually did make a music video for it.
Yeah.
And it's a fun music video. It's a weird music video.
This band was just good looking enough to get on MTV.
Yeah.
Like just barely. Like.
But it starts very very
White men
slow.
with perms aren't exactly a thing.
Hey, that was a mean Jufro, all right?
That was a mean Jufro, okay.
But it starts like very slow, but then the chorus just really picks up.
Yeah.
And it makes really good use of the Casio keyboard.
Okay.
An early 80s staple, yeah.
It's not a bad.
The Roland
synthesizer. Yes.
Yeah.
Double stacked.
That's right.
Yep. You had to have that hamburger effect going.
But no, it's. I mean, I love REO Speedwagon a lot, and this one, despite not being one of the really chart-topping hits, I really, really enjoy the song. It's one of my favorites of theirs.
Cool. All right. Next on mine is Wonderland by Big Country.
Yep.
Remember when Mike, when I ever said I wasn't going to play any Big Country?
Yeah.
I lied.
I knew you would be.
It
From
was
a certain point of view.
Oh, you know what? And I actually was going to hold off on doing a big country song, and then I remembered that this song is a single that came from an album that never even came out in the United States of America.
I think Catherine's broken.
I'm trying to remember where the certain point of view line comes from.
Star Wars.
Okay, yep, there we go.
Okay, there we go.
There you go, back.
Wow.
Actually, Empire Strikes Back, but...
Yes, I know.
Yeah. But, yeah, Wonderland, I remember, like, I was at Strawberries Records and Tapes at the Searstown Mall.
Oh, God.
And here in lovely Leominster, Massachusetts. And,
long before it,
oh,
gentrified.
God. Long before it turned into the mall that white people used to go to.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And
it was a trashy.
Oh,
It
God.
was the white trashiest mall in all of Central Mass, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
I just remember when when Strawberries closed. You know, there was a bunch of people that worked at it, and they showed up to work and the doors were locked.
Yeah,
and
I
couldn't get
remember.
in.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, I was just looking around, and I found this. It was like a 4-song EP from Big Country. I'm like, well, this is interesting. I'm not familiar with any of these songs. And I found out later on it was like a UK exclusive. It was a UK exclusive, and it hadn't been released. And it had been released kind of in between like their 2 US releases. And it's interesting. It's kind of the song itself is like a spiritual cousin to their only real hit in the US in a Big Country.
Yeah.
But I'm such a huge fan of them. I've always loved the way that they sound because they don't sound like an 80s band. They're like an 80s band, like one of the staples of, ooh, it's an 80s song. It's in a Big Country by Big Country. But they don't sound like what you normally associate with the 80s sound.
Yeah.
And by 80s sound, we mean the early 80s sound, which got like spread thin, like too much butter over a slice of bread throughout the entire 80s. Thank you. And I got a Hobbit reference in there.
Okay. I thought, for some reason, I thought that was a Christmas Carol reference.
No.
No. The cutting the bread thin is Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. The Lady Wore Black, also by Queen's Rock, off the same album I mentioned earlier.
Lady Wore Black.
See the years through the tears in her eyes.
Jeff Tate's got an amazing voice.
He does.
He really does.
He reined it in and got a little less high in the later albums. But
Yeah.
he was really working his range at the time. And, yeah, it's like I didn't want to quote the stuff that hit, you know? And
Yeah.
I didn't, you know, and Empire and Operation Mindcrime are both really solid albums, soup to nuts. So
Right.
I had to go with something more obscure, which is when I got into Queensryche, I was like, got this album, and I love all the songs. There are 4 songs on it, and they're all great.
Okay. So my next one, and I picked this one not for the actual quality, because I know Andy's going to bust my shit for it. Not for the actual quality of the song, which is just a typical Eric Clapton song.
Wait. You've got an Eric Clapton song on your
I know,
list?
right?
Oh my god! And it's an Eric Clapton song that's not known.
It's not known, and simply because of the insidious practice in the 80s of adding bonus tracks to CDs. Because that was such an 80s thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
This was the song is called Grand Illusion. It was the bonus track to his August album.
Held you in my arms till the other side of midnight. Kept you in my mind. It got me through some long nights. Standing on the threshold of desire, caught between the madness and the fire. It was just nothing but a grand illusion. Heart was quicker than the eye. Nothing but a grand illusion. Legend in my own mind. It was all a grand illusion, and was quicker than the eye.
All right.
And I had the cassette.
Which you didn't have the song then.
I didn't have the song. It wasn't until because I didn't have $1,200 to go get a CD player in 1986.
Yeah, right.
What is that? What is that adjusted for today's dollars, Joe?
Oh God, you don't know.
We're not. Yeah, no, don't even bother. For today's dollars, it's now $15 at Target.
Yeah.
But no,
Or you can trade this, this bottle of beer.
like I said, the song itself, there's really nothing special about it. It's just, typical Eric Clapton mid-'80s adult contemporary rock.
Yep.
But again, because CDs was the technology, the brand new technology in the 80s, people,
Oh, they fucking flaunted it.
they did. And,
They fucking flaunted it.
Oh, you want a UK only track? Well, get the CD, or you want it, or get the rare B-side that's only available on the CD. Okay, fuck you.
And remember the CD packaging back then?
Oh God.
Oh God,
It
with the long
huge.
box?
The long box was huge
Yep.
and tall and wasteful.
Well, because they were trying to compete with LPs, so they're like, okay, well, we got to make it.
We gotta make it
Package-
fit in the
Right.
LP slot.
Right,
at the
and that was
store.
like a big thing. Like the head of Tower Records was arguing that they needed those long boxes to sell CDs because if you just put the jewel case out there, people wouldn't look at them.
Right.
Which is horse shit when you actually go to any used CD bin. That's how they're all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I do believe I have my... They did have, like, bonus material, like, long, big, long, thin, like, liner notes and shit.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a practice. I remember with cassettes, like, this is back when they were, like, trying to phase out vinyl.
Right.
Because, like, Synchronicity.
That's right. Yes.
Tea in the Sahara was not on the vinyl. It was on the cassette.
Right.
And the CD.
Well,
if
part
you
of
were-
it too is that they were trying to exploit the fact that you can only fit so much on a vinyl.
Yeah.
On a single vinyl or double LP.
Whereas
with this-
to that point as well, cassette as well. You can
Yeah.
only fit so much.
Right. I remember, when they had the clear cassettes, you could see, if they had like the huge, you could see both walls just almost
big
touching
wheels.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they were again exploited. Well, CD can carry so much more information. You can have like 3 extra songs. Yay!
Yep.
At $50 a pop. No.
Yeah, exactly. And I remember too, like feeling a little ripped off on that when I finally got like a CD burner.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? I can't put everything on here. Fuck you.
You mean I only get 80 megs? What the fuck's wrong with you?
We're so stupid back then.
Oh, we fell for everything.
Yep. Go ahead.
All right. I've got, it's a song from the Canadian rock band Triumph.
Oh, not Rush?
Canada's Dave Clark 5 to Rush's The Beatles.
I mean,
I was going to say, a Canadian band that's not Rush?
this is their highest charting song, but nobody's ever heard of it, really. It reached number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100
In the U.S. or Canada?
in the U.S.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And it's called Somebody's Out There.
You can rationalize it away, but it all comes down to you. Half our lives we spend waiting for the knock upon the door.
From Triumph. Wow.
The album is Sport of Kings.
I remember Triumph actually being like a big arena rock band in like the early 80s, like pre-MTV.
Yeah.
They were like one of those bands because they weren't proggy like Rush was.
yeah.
Exactly. They were just a Canadian rock band going out there and sing good old Canadian rock songs, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bryan Adams is Canadian too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm most of my Canadian music isn't until the 90s, so
Yeah.
later 90s.
But go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a great song. You know, nice high energy. It's the video is fun, but it is so 80s.
Oh God.
The women are either in long, like, you know, lycra, just one pieces.
What year did the song come out?
86. Or business suits with very, very padded shoulders.
Yes. When I listen,
We didn't in the 80s. We didn't stop at like business suits. T-shirts came with
T-shirts
padded
came with
shoulders.
pads. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had like my 8th grade English teacher loved her padded shoulders.
Yeah, not in this music video.
I had like one really cool shirt, and it was like it had the zipper on the side, like because we had like that hybrid like Japanese look to all of our new wave clothes.
Yeah.
Damn, it was like the one cool article of clothing I owned.
I always took the shoulder pad. You know, the shoulder pads were removable.
Yeah.
I always took them out because I have shoulders.
Right, exactly.
If you had slopey shoulders, it was great.
Right. But I heard
like
the
a
song.
linebacker.
When Mike sent me the list, I was like, oh, I got to listen to this song, and I swear to God, this song came from a movie. Doesn't it feel like it came from a movie?
It feels like it might have, but as far as I can tell, it would never came from a movie. It was actually the Sport of Kings album was like second to the last one before they broke up.
Okay.
And apparently, even during this one, they were really kind of having issues
Okay.
in the band. But I mean,
A downward spiral of drugs and maple donuts.
And Tim Hortons.
Timmy Hose.
Timmy Hose.
Rick Emmett, the lead singer, he's got a nice range on his voice.
He does. That's the Canadian way.
Yeah, he can hit some really high notes. Yeah. But yeah, it's as far as I can tell, I've never heard of any other song that they've done, but I don't know how I remember. I can't remember how I heard this song for the first time, but it just is stuck in my head. And I mean, what was it like? Just the other day, I was just on my computer playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I just had the song, the music video playing on the TV, and I was just playing it over and over and over again because it's a really, really good song.
Huh. All right. Now, you had mentioned that being, like, the video being 80s is all get out.
Yeah.
Well, let me introduce you to It's Inevitable from the band Charlie.
Oh my
God.
Did you guys watch this video?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
I have opinions.
Go,
Yeah, please. Tell me
Yes,
the
I
opinion.
did- I did
want
watch-
to start. I wanted to start real quick with saying I honestly was so happy the song actually existed because I thought it was a fever dream. I thought it was a fever dream I had when I was 12. There's no way this song could have existed.
Catherine, you have the floor.
Yeah, I was watching this morning, and the guy is so serious when he's lip syncing and singing along. But
He's committed. He's committed.
He's totally committed to the story, which seems really important. But like the story part of the video is like a cooking class kitchen that dissolves into a food fight.
Yeah.
And he stands and like he doesn't get terribly involved. He's like slightly involved, but mostly he's sheltering the girl from the food fight.
Sheltering the girl is one good way to put it.
Andy, I'm not so sure it wasn't a fever dream now.
Mildly assaulting her?
No. He's just holding her to his chest.
80s
Assault. Assault looks different.
80s definition of sexual harassment is totally different.
Oh my god.
And she was blowing kisses at him earlier, so it's fair.
So this song again, this is one of those one-hit. This is actually a non-hit wonder. I don't even think this song charted.
No,
but
I've never heard of it or seen it before. But the pie fight is the wackiest thing, and the guy is again committed in his very 80s outfit.
Yeah. Oh my god, this
not the
video
chef's outfit.
is all the band's get-ups, just the way that they're dressed in the performance portion of the video. Everybody has got their 80s uniform. Like, you got the guitar player just wearing, like, the wife beater and the jeans. The lead singer's got, like, his fancy, like
the stripy,
one-piece suit. And, his one-piece sport jacket is what it is.
Yeah.
I also remember, the one thing that stood out about this that I've always remembered, that they had two drummers. But not like, 38 Special with the Grateful Dead have two drummers.
Right.
It was like one actual percussion drummer and then another dude on electric drums.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the song just, it isn't that good, but it was like, I need to talk about this. It's just therapy for me. I need to talk about this song and just be like, guys, this song exists. I think they're British.
You have to let it out, Andy.
Tell us more.
This might be one of these bands. I don't even think it has a Wikipedia page.
Breathe through it. Let it go.
I'm good. I'm just gonna just crawl back into my bottle here.
Andy, do you need a hug?
I think I'll be okay, Mike. But I appreciate that, Mike.
No problem.
Your friendship means a lot to me.
Yes.
All right, Catherine, you're up next.
All right, I'm gonna bring this down into a sad place.
God damn it.
Okay, so this is off the same album as Marlena on the Wall. This is The Queen and the Soldier by Suzanne Vega from 1985.
I didn't notice you changed that.
I did.
I love this song.
This song is really good.
You said, I see you now, and you are so very young, but I've seen more battles lost than I have battles won, and I've got this intuition, says it's all for your fun, and now will you tell me why? Well, the young queen, she fixed him with an arrogant eye. She said, you won't understand, and you may as well not try. But her face was a child, and he thought she would cry. But she closed herself up like a fan, and she said, I've swallowed a secret burning thread. It cuts me inside, and often I've bled. And he laid his hand on the top of her head, and he bowed her down to the ground.
It's really sad.
Yep.
Wow, a Suzanne Vega song that's sad.
Hey,
No,
she's
this
got
is
some upbeat songs.
Bullshit.
Actually, she does some very 99.9 Fahrenheit. Listen to that album. There's some really upbeat stuff on there.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, Morrissey
Well,
had
there's-
great songs too.
Yeah, he was all chipper.
there's sad, and then there's this song.
Oh, this song is just...
Yeah, should I spoil it?
Go ahead.
Who
There's a-
dies?
The soldier.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He presents the truth to the queen, and she has him executed.
Yep.
Oh, good for her.
And it's so true.
What's interesting about, especially this first album for her, it's so underproduced.
Yep.
Like,
Well, it's
it's-
like her and her 12-string guitar.
Yeah, it's her, and there is there is a backing band, but it's only like a bass guitar, maybe piano when necessary, and percussion.
Yeah.
But it's just the sound is so rich, and her songwriting is unparalleled, especially at this time of the '80s.
Yep.
It's so good, so good.
Yeah, this was I was back when we were going through like the 80s music.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on the show at the time, and I was like, damn it, I can't talk about this album. Yay, we can talk about this album.
Well, this year actually we get to talk about one of her albums if you so wish.
Oh yes.
Days of Open Hand comes out in 1990.
Yep.
So there we go.
Yes.
Well, we'll be fighting over that one, you and I. So. I'm sorry. Is there anything else you have to say about this amazing song?
This is an amazing song, and it's also it was something that I taught myself because there's no reason you couldn't sing it in a live action role playing game because it had nothing. It could be ballady, it could be it wasn't modern at all.
Right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, now we're on to you.
Okay.
Have a coin for your Witcher.
What?
Have a coin for your Witcher.
I love that song. Anyways.
Coin for your Witcher.
I haven't started watching The Witcher yet because I'm getting mixed.
I've gotten some,
I enjoy it.
I've seen some good reviews, but the negative reviews I've seen have been extraordinarily negative.
Exactly, and that's the thing. It's like they're discouragingly very
And I'm
discouragingly
like, I have
negative.
so many things to see that
I've
it's
heard
not.
some really, really good things though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have heard some good things
I
about
binged it. I watched it. I enjoyed it.
Women
Take
with
that-
internalized misogyny. I'm out.
All right, eyes on the prize, Joe.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyways, my next pick was "You Got Me Running" by Def Leppard.
Wow, yeah, this one today. This was a fun one to listen to.
Don't care too much for backstabbing, sidestepping. You're all sweet talk, you're all lust. You're the kind, yeah, I don't trust. I got to get out, step aside before you got me. My pride, let me through. Don't phone of you. I got to get away from you. Oh no, no, never thought I'd feel so low. You got me running, but I ain't gonna hide. And yesterday, everything seemed okay. Yeah, you better run and hide away. Oh, you better hide.
Well, this is the thing. High and Dry is kind of an interesting record overall. This was their first record produced by Robert
Mutt Lang.
And this is where you can start hearing the transition from Def Leppard pub band to Def Leppard
Yeah.
rock and roll heavy metal glam band. And
High and Dry got a re-release, right? That
Yeah.
actually had Bring It On the Heartbreak.
a remix of Bring On the Heartbreak after Pyromania hit it big.
Right.
But like the original, you can kind of see where in some of the songs, again, like Bring On the Heartbreak, the original release, were very produced, and you can see like Robert Lang's hands all over it. But then there's other songs that are still kind of the raw Def, like from On Through the Night,
Yeah.
which is still the raw kind of unrefined.
Joe Elliott hadn't found his
Joe
his
Elliott
niche yet.
Well, Joe Elliott he didn't have his glam rock, his hair metal voice.
That's not on this song.
No,
at all.
But it's also such a good hooky song. It's a fun song to listen
Yep.
to. It's just a traditional hard rock song. It's got it starts off and you got feedback coming from the amplifiers. It's a raw, crunchy song. It's a lot of fun. So it like again, and overall, the whole album serves as a good transition between On Through the Night and Pyromania.
Yeah.
And this song is like a good example of the still unproduced raw Def Leppard.
Right. And then Pyromania came out and just blew our fucking minds.
So I mean, nothing against Pyromania and Hysteria, which are unbelievable albums.
Yep.
But if you want a raw, just a good rock and roll Def Leppard, this is
half of High and Dry.
I mean, any song from High and Dry I could have picked out, like Mirror Mirror.
You could have done Me and My Wine.
Me and My Wine is actually a pretty good wine too, but actually it would have been good because yesterday was Steve Clark's the anniversary of Steve Clark's death.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, jeez.
That would not
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
Fucking hell! I remember when that happened.
No,
too.
1991. No, it was 1991.
91. Okay, 29 years.
Yeah.
Fucking hell! I remember when that happened. All right. Sorry, Mike.
That's fine. Yeah, brighten things up now. I got this one from Dr. Demento. Star Trekking by
Star Trekking across the universe on the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, Jim.
It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it. Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, Jim.
good lord! I have nothing but good memories of this song.
Yeah.
Well, I did until I watched the music video the other day.
Oh no!
Oh,
It is. They
Before you continue, Mike, does it devolve into porno?
no.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm gonna admit
It's really bad claymation,
Oh, really?
and for some
oh, I feel like I might have
yeah,
started watching it once and went,
like
nope.
the
I'll just
chorus-
listen to it.
the chorus is just a bunch of like little alien hand puppets sticking up through like craters on a moon, and then for some reason the Enterprise crew are claymation potatoes.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
I
yep,
don't need
all
to
right,
see
good.
the video.
Right,
I'll just
we're good,
enjoy
we're
the
good.
song.
Yeah, in bad claymation video, you can tell they rushed. They had to do.
Claymation potatoes.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just such a goofy, fun song.
it is, and it's I like all the little pieces that they add to it.
I mean, my favorite is easily Captain Kirk. Oh, we
come
come
in
in peace,
peace,
shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill.
That was what I was going to go for.
His life, Jim, is not as we know it. Not as we know it. Not as we know it. Captain. It's actually funny because when Mike was like, Mike and I were talking about like what he possibly pick.
I was having trouble thinking of some songs.
So I was thinking like, well, there's plenty of Dr. Demento stuff that I know would be totally within your wheelhouse. But there was one song I recommended to him that did not make this list.
Which one?
Dog Police.
I don't know it.
He came into work. I showed him the video for Dog Police, and he gave it to me about a minute. And like, I've seen enough.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, now
Dog Police.
Yeah.
He had pushed it into the deepest recesses of his mind.
You managed to block that, Andy, and you've brought it back.
Well, yep.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not the only one here who needs therapy. Okay.
Nope.
But, no, I mean, like, growing up, we had the Dr. Demento 20th anniversary on
Yes.
double cassette, and we played through it over and over, and this one is one of the ones that stood out, and it's also one of the few ones on there from the 80s. So, trust me, I could have put the entire album on this one, but most of them are not 80s.
Right. And like, we went to see Star Trek 4 in theaters, and my mother was, like, talking about the difference between Star Trek fans and Trekkies. And I determined to become a Trekkie, and I watched a whole lot of classic Trek. So by the time I heard this song, I was well steeped.
Yep.
So I got it.
If it was in the right time frame, I would have put on Hello Mudda, Hello Fada.
Yeah, but that's much older.
Yeah, much older.
Well, it's not very obscure either, Alan.
Yeah, no, Alan. That Alan Sherman song is not obscure. I've got some that are much more obscure, but they're also still old.
Yeah, I could have also chosen Wet Dream.
Oh God,
No.
I love that.
All right, we're moving on now.
Whoa, okay.
Born a seal.
And
Said, fix the damn thing and just
Like my private life alone.
Okay, Andy.
All right,
Save this.
Talk to You Later by the Tubes.
She hasn't shut up once. I've tried to explain. She's driving me insane. Talk to you later. Don't wanna hear it again tonight. I'll talk to you later. Just save it for another guy. Talk to you later. Don't wanna hear it again tonight. I'll just see you around.
Oh
You
my
brought
god!
up She's a Beauty earlier, which was like their big hit.
It's their only hit.
This was their minor league hit. This was like one of those, showed up a lot on rock radio in 1981, and would every once in a while make an appearance on MTV.
I was trying to figure that he's breaking up with his one night stand who never moved out.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Yep. The weird thing is, and strangely enough, I didn't intentionally mean to do this, but like, the next band I'm going to talk to is very, very similar to the Tubes in the way that they evolved as a band. So the Tubes are like one of those like experimental art rock bands that had like characters and huge sets, and they had just this weird vibe going on with them. And the Tubes are the American version of that. And this was like their first big like breakout song. I mean, the intro that I gave her at the top of the show, "White Punks on Dope," that was their first hit in like 1975. White Punks on Dope.
Okay.
But I actually just love like the musical progressions of this song. It's a very easy song to play on guitar because it is three chords. All the best rock songs are 3 chords.
4 chords.
4 chords, sorry. But it's got a great, it's got a catchy chorus to it, and it's a fun song to listen to.
Okay, cool.
All right, everyone, wrap up. You got one more left.
Okay. So, thanks to Mike for reminding me about the Dead Milkmen. I picked between the two, and I went with Bitchin' Camaro because
nice.
we memorized like the whole monologue before the song. We would do it at the drop of a hat.
Hey Jack, what's happening?
I don't know.
Well, rumor around town says you might be thinking about going down to the shore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to the shore.
What are you gonna do down there?
I don't know. Play some video games, buy some Def Leppard t-shirts.
Don't forget your Motley Crue t-shirt. You know, all proceeds go to get their lead singer out of jail.
Uh-huh.
Can't wait to go down. Hey, we gonna check out the Sandbar while you're down there?
What's the Sandbar?
That's a place that lets 16-year-old kids drink.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, hey, guess who's gonna be there?
Who?
My favorite cover band, Crystal Shit.
Wow.
Yeah, they do a tour show. You'd be really impressed. In fact, it goes a little like this. Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times.
Yeah. Oh God, the Dead Milkmen are such an interesting band, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. They were one step in between legitimacy as a rock band and novelty, in my opinion.
Novelty punk.
Yeah.
I'd go with novelty
But
punk.
they were so niche back in the 80s. You really, really had to like search out the Dead Milkmen.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
Or you had an evangelist like Jeff Parenti.
Yeah, well,
right.
Well, the thing is, from my point of view, I never found them accessible.
Okay.
It is tough too because there's a lot of like, this is like there's a lot of like southern rock in there as well, and not like southern rock like Alabama. It's the Ozarks.
Yeah.
Of punk rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the whole monologue of like, it's like, I hear that you're getting a car. Oh wow, how'd you get a car? Oh, my folks drove it up here from the Bahamas. You're kidding. Yeah, I must be the Bahamas Islands. But anyway.
And that guy's voice was just he just talking like this.
It was like one guy's like this and the other guy's like, I don't know. Gonna hang out at the Sandbar. What's the Sandbar? Oh, it's a place that 16-year-old kids drink. Oh, cool.
Yeah, you actually I know you're not much of a punk rock fan, but you might actually enjoy the Dead Milkmen.
Some of the songs, anyway.
Yeah, Punk Rock Girl is a fun song.
Okay.
And partly just because it is the it's not very heavy punk, and it is quite novelty.
Yeah, it's tough to describe, but I mean, I think that Beelzebubba would be just a good intro album for you.
Yeah, I really only know Big Lizard in my backyard.
Okay.
All
right, Joe, close us out with yours.
All right. Ooh, I taste the bacon now.
Yep.
Oh, may I?
Oh, yes, you may.
You
yeah.
may.
May I taste the bacon?
You may taste the bacon.
Taste the bacon.
Ride the bacon.
It's like the rainbow, but louder.
Exactly.
And smokier.
It's like Skittles, but for functional alcoholics. Go ahead, Joe.
Anyways, so for my last pick is Queen's Breakthrough off the Miracle album.
Your smile book starting. Break up with each and every one of your looks. And you're starting something deep inside of me. Honey, you're sparking something this far of me. I'm out of control. I wanna rush headlong into this ecstasy. If I could only reach you, if I could make you smile, if I could only reach you, that would really be breakthrough. If I could only reach you, if I could make you smile, if I could only reach you, that would really be breakthrough.
Yeah.
Obscure, right?
Yeah, it's actually obscure Queen.
I know, right?
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I heard this song until today.
Which is, again, it's one of those things, it's one of those things where it was a huge hit in the UK, but and it did get released in the US, but again, it did not chart. Surprisingly enough, for a Queen song, it did not chart in the US.
Let's be honest about that, Joe. Queen stopped charting in the U.S. in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Until
you find out that
Until Bohemian Rhapsody in 92.
Yeah, until Wayne's World.
Yeah.
And then Queen exploded.
Right.
But the thing is, again, this is such a fun song. I mean, The Miracle charted in the U.S. I think The Miracle.
Yeah. It's the miracle.
I think it charted.
It's on like the platinum collection.
Yeah, I think it charted. But anyways, it's such a fun, hooky, catchy song.
Well, that's not saying much when it comes to Queen.
Yeah.
Good.
Right, exactly.
That was what Queen was.
But did you guys see the video though for it?
No.
Okay,
I just listened to it on Spotify today.
Okay, so the video is them on a train, just a train, playing this song. Now you've heard the song; it's very much a train, like I would describe, like a train song.
Yeah.
Choo choo.
Basically. But again, it's a hooky, poppy song. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
I really, really enjoy it, and it's weird because it's a mix up of two different songs. Like the first part where it's just like Freddie Mercury with a chorus was supposed to be one song that Freddie didn't finish, and then the rest of the song is that Roger Taylor wrote that he didn't finish, and they just kind of mashed it together in the studio.
Yep.
But it works somehow.
No, it does, and it was one of those songs. It's just very much a Queen song.
Yes,
and it does sound like kind of like that late 70s, early 80s Queen, but this is their last album, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the last album before Freddie's diagnosis, which is I think in 91, because he died in 91, and he released one album in that year.
But Bohemian Rhapsody said he found out right before Live Aid.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever. Yeah,
Sorry.
It's a biopic,
Yeah.
not a documentary.
Mike?
Yeah. All right. I went for my last one. I could have picked every single song off the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure soundtrack.
I fucking found it, and when I heard, this is what I said, hashtag I found it. I was like on YouTube, I'm like, oh, that's the one. Go ahead, Mike.
I could literally pick any song off that because, as far as I can tell, none of those bands did any other albums.
Nope.
But I chose my favorite song off of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and that's In Time by Robbie Robb featuring Steve Silas.
Okay.
God.
We can all
It's the song that's played while they're in the future, talking to the future council.
Right.
And it's just that, it's the song. It just like has a slow build, it starts off very peaceful, and then it just.
Well, the funny thing about that is, and this is just more in context with the movie than anything else, is that like Bill and Ted are like they're metalheads.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of music that
they listen to
they
the future.
inspire. Yeah, exactly. It's what they essentially inspire or created.
Well, it inspires peace and happiness, and this song is just it's peaceful, and it makes me happy.
Right.
So
which is weird because like when you get down to Bogus Journey and they play that shitty Kiss song. Let's be honest, Mike. God gave rock and roll to us. Gave rock and roll to us. Gave rock and roll to everyone.
Yeah.
It's a shitty song.
Well, it's why I prefer these.
Right.
Bill and Ted's
I don't blame Bill and Ted for that. I just blame
something to say about Kiss.
Yeah.
Not really, but I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, for a whole bunch of rock sellouts. You guys do make a good cup of coffee, though.
But
yeah,
we're on to go see part 3. Right?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh god, yeah!
Hell yeah!
That's this year.
Yes.
Yep.
It's August.
Yay!
But
Busy
yeah,
August.
I guess.
Right?
I mean, Robbie Robb. He was the singer of what was it? A Tribe After Tribe. It was like a South African alternative rock band.
Okay.
And he just, I don't know how they found him and got him to do this, but I don't know how they found all the bands that they did. I mean, none of them did anything else that I could.
Hey, buddy, you want a sandwich?
But hey, you know what? It is my all-time favorite soundtrack. So
Yeah, I know.
They did it well.
All right. That closes me out here with History Never Repeats by Split Ends.
Always play the fool. I can go on if that's the rule. Better to jump than hesitate. I need a change and I can't wait. History never repeats. I tell myself before I go to sleep. And there's a light shining in the dark, leading me on towards a change of heart.
Huh?
All right. So
It's another weird breakup song.
Andy, I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Well, like I mentioned earlier about the Tubes being like this art rock band from
Yeah.
like the 70s. Split Ends is the New Zealand equivalent.
Wait a second. New Zealand had rock bands?
New Zealand has rock bands. In fact, they've got 3.
But
there were-
everything else is sheep.
Yeah, exactly. It's Split
and
Ends.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
We're not in the 80s.
Yeah. Split Ends, Crowded House, which came out of Split
Yes,
Ends,
that'd be that.
and Flight of the Conchords. So, yeah, I was introduced to this song because a friend of mine in college, Tony Bellacco, had the History Never Repeats video collection. It was like all the videos that Split Ends ever did, going back into the 70s when they were still wearing like lots of makeup and having like wild wigs and everything was just kind of crazy. And then this song, which is, it's a breakup song. But it's lively and it's fun. It's got a great like keyboard to it. I love the chorus to this. It's just one of those songs that really just sticks with me. And again, didn't chart anywhere. It didn't even sniff the U.S. charts.
Of course not.
Split Ends legitimately had one minor hit in the U.S. with "I Got You"
On college radio?
No, it was college radio back when it was college radio, but it like get a little bit of MTV play.
Really?
I got you. That's all I want.
Are we talking like 11 o'clock MTV?
Yeah,
or?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But that song came out in 81. This song came out in 82.
Are we talking Night Flight?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whatever UHF channels were playing videos that late at night just to fill time. But I've always loved Split Ends, and I've always loved this song, and it was like, this was like the last one I thought of when I was like, okay, I gotta get 5, And I had a lot of like the honorable mention, like, oh, it's gotta be History Never Repeats. Because not only does this song fit the bill? It also is, you can't repeat the 80s. Like, all of the songs that we've gone over here, the 90s got nothing on the 80s with obscure hits. They might have more one-hit wonders. And when you go back and you look at look at late 90s one-hit wonders, early 80s ain't got shit on late 90s one-hit wonders. But these obscure, you don't get novelty songs in the 90s like you did in the 80s. You don't get...
Well, not unless you go to Weird Al.
Well, not even that, though. Weird Al is selling more albums now.
The thing about the 90s is you started seeing a lot more artists trying to be authentic.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
the grunge thing kind of kicked off this, well, we got to be more authentic about our art.
Right.
You know, so
and that's the thing I love about New Wave, especially New Wave, because, I mean, you guys know me, that I love New Wave music.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, that's what it is. It's just a collection of weird one-off songs that, if you get the album, fantastic. If you're just a fan of music and you just hear the single and you want more of that, fine. But that's how I landed on this one for my last one. And I'm off my soapbox now. And now for some more bacon whiskey in my Yoda mug. Because I the best podcaster.
I'm surprised it wasn't
No,
Baby Yoda.
You're the best podcaster.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
I'm surprised it wasn't Baby Yoda.
Couldn't get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, again, Baby Yoda was not made for merchandising.
I'm just wondering what his actual name is.
Oh.
We'll find out in season 2.
Yeah.
I like calling him Sprat.
Sprat? I just know we have to watch them all in order.
Oh, God, yeah.
All in one sitting. And Andy got a new TV for Christmas.
Ooh.
So, yes.
4K HD?
Yes.
Ooh.
At February vacation, she's a-coming up. All right, well.
I think Andy's had enough bacon.
Fuck you, I'll stop when I want to.
He's not driving.
Yeah, exactly.
Jewish either. He ain't Jewish either.
Exactly. I just got to go up 2 flights of stairs and I'm good. All right. So that was our obscure hits of the 80s. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, 80s, thanks for being so good to us. And I'm sorry, we're going to kind of leave you alone now while we hit the 90s.
We'll be back. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm sure we will. Something will bring us back. If not the movie reviews, then, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, next episode, I think we're all in agreement on this. We are going to be counting down the best animated movies of the decade.
Woo!
Are we good on that one?
Yeah, we're good
all
on
right,
that one.
good.
2010 to 2019.
Yeah, 2010 to 2019, which is not 10 years. If you go from January 1st to December 31st, it's 10 years.
Well, yeah, if you can count with 0.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I know.
God.
Don't start this, please.
It's a 10-year span. We're good.
Yeah, okay.
Any 10-year span.
I didn't mean it anything like that.
I'm yelling at the people that are judging us.
Right, exactly. So we
Judgy.
Fuck you, judgers.
We will be looking for your input.
Please.
On this, because God knows, after doing a music show, the next thing I want to do is tabulate votes, so...
It was your idea.
It was my idea, exactly, and it just kind of like popped in my head when I saw somebody do like a worst animated films of the decade, and I'm like, I can't do that. There's too many bad animated films out there.
Yeah.
There
was a lot.
many bad animated films, but we're going to talk about the good ones because this is kind of a golden. This was a golden decade for animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2010 was Tangled, which kind of kicked off the Disney Renaissance.
Exactly.
Oh, the new Disney
The latest
The latest one, yeah. So, and there's plenty of stuff to talk about, Mike. Let's not give it away. So, what we're going to look for is when we start soliciting for it, and we will solicit people directly as well as just asking you for like your 10 favorite animated films released between 2010 and 2019. I know we'll have our lists, and we'll hit up our friends for that as well.
Yep.
Are we
That'll be fun.
Anime?
All right.
You have to.
Okay, we will include anime in this, but can I make a caveat?
American release.
It's got to have been released in the U.S.
There's plenty.
All right.
To choose from.
It has to have at least had American theatrical release.
Yeah, that's becoming a much wider audience lately.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. Look at these two.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
All right. So Catherine and I are going to talk. So let us know what you like. We will be hitting you up, but you can always email us in advance at geeksalad at geeksaladradio@gmail.com. You can also follow us and our show at Geek Salad Radio on Twitter and Geek Salad Podcast on Facebook. Woo! Yes. You can also check us out on Podbean at geeksalad.podbean.com or the Podbean app. You can subscribe to us at iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Music, and YouTube, where you can also get the audio for this show as well as exclusive weekly video reviews.
Well, when we're not on holiday.
Yeah, exactly. The holidays are over now. We're back to work.
Yep.
Good Lord, we're back to work.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, we got one coming tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's true. We got one coming tomorrow, which will be like a week after the show is before the show is released. So at least.
Yeah.
So many sound drops.
So many sound drops. Exactly. At least I have. Hey, at least I have the good sense of like linking all my YouTube
Well, except
stuff
for
to
the
it.
ones that just switched up.
Sons of
I only
bitches,
switched
all
up
of you.
one.
One of them he knows.
Yeah, I will have no problem with this. But yes, so we got that. So anyway, until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
I'm Joe.
Hi, Catherine.
Go forth and be nerdful. Talk to you later.
Hey, I'm just trying to buy this album, all right?
You mean my album?
You're being rude for no reason.
Oh, what? You got a problem with our unmotivated hostility?